Happy Monday, big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, we were just having a little talk about we had a big launch this weekend. If you're in our company, Vital One. How many of you put a one in the comment if you've taken yours on an empty stomach right out of the gate this morning? I've been doing that for the last couple of days as part of the beta test group, and I love it. And I'm not a person that does things right? I'm like, if you say take it in the AM, I normally take it in the PM. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. It and renew, I always do. So excited about that. We got a birthday lady today. Anybody? Renee Smith was with us in Nashville, Tennessee. Renee Smith, it is her birthday today. So big shout out to Renee. And then we had a couple of weekend birthdays. Tina Yee, Dean Hill. What about Dean Hill? Yes. And Linda Britt. Linda Britt. It was their birthday weekend. So super excited for them. Now, we're going to kick off this week. And we're actually still on the road. We come out of Nashville and we've got a road show meeting, having events with people, right? So sharing all this exciting news. So the word for today, somebody actually gave us this word, so we thought, man, this is a good word to use, and it's formidable. So Eric, formidable. So if you look at the meaning of formidable, it's something or someone that is powerful, impressive, strong, or worthy of respect. Now, I immediately went in and I started thinking about people that we see that is at this place. They're formidable. Vicky, let me tell you, a lot of the people we see that is strong and they're impressive and they're powerful, there was places in their life they were not. If you go back to them and had a conversation with them, they would talk to you about their insecurities. They would talk to you about maybe they even had a learning disability, or they would go back and they'd go, you know what? I'm an introvert. I really don't like getting out in front of people. They would talk about all of that. But we see them here, but there's been a journey, right? So I want you to think about the journey to formidable. So it can describe a person. It can also describe a challenge, a goal, a team, a season of life, or even yourself for the person you're becoming, right? And I say this all the time, but I just don't think the good Lord put us on this earth to survive. I just do not think that that's what happened. He said, you know what? I just want them to get comfortable with where they're at and not have any worries. I think he said, I want these guys to like thrive in life. I want them to grow. I want them to develop. I want them to challenge their limits, not limit their challenges, all of this stuff. So it takes the formidable person to do that. Like, and listen, it's not the person, it's not a loud person. It's not a flashy person. Let me show you, all of this. It's not even an intimidating person. Like, I got to be intimidating to be formidable. A formidable person is someone who has depth. So here's what it is. They develop John grit. Go ask any farmer. I'm going to use a farmer for an example. In the growing season of their crops, they're formidable. A good farmer is not going to quit, Glenda Watson, when the corn is starting to turn brown. Well, it's over. Crop's over. Could you imagine that, John? No, they're cultivating it. They're raking the weeds away from it. They're watering it. Like they're finding ways to irrigate. Like they're formidable. They're finding a way to bring it to that finished product of corn, ears of corn hanging off, right? In the season of growth that we're in. If you are out in the country pastures, I drove through that the other day. Side note, I challenge you to do this. If it ever gets crazy, go out in the great North America marketplace or wherever you're at and go out on a country road where there's growth, where there's fields, where there's people, farmers planting crops, and go look at nature. Go look at plants growing. It absolutely is a game changer for your day. So I'll tell you something formidable is it's wisdom. It's wisdom to realize that when I fall down, I can get back up. When I drift away, I can come back rather than telling myself, no, I'm an outcast. I can't come back. No, you absolutely can. Formidable is like it's discipline. It's it's having staying power. That farmer has staying power. He's not going to sell his equipment because there's a drought. He's going to fight through it, or she is. And many times we become formidable, not because life's easy, but because we keep showing up when it's not. That's formidable. Like, I don't care if it's a farmer, if it's leadership, if it's life, if it's growing a business, if it's trying to grow your finances because you have a reason and a why that you need more. Formidable's hard. But I'll tell you this, you can work on it. You can better yourself. And come into like a call like this just for 15 minutes is one example of that. Like it doesn't mean there's not fear. It doesn't mean that there's not struggle. It doesn't mean that you're perfect or it's got to be perfect. It just means like it's someone, I'll say this and turn it to Andrea, a formidable person is someone who's learned how to stay steady when things feel uncertain. Okay. And growth, there's uncertainty in the growth season. Go ask the frontier people that was settling on a new spot of land and they were traveling across with their cattle. You think there was uncertain times? Absolutely. But guess what? They founded those territories and created something special. Through those uncertain times, they were formidable. So, Andrea, I'll turn it to you. I could go on and on and on. This fires me up. I want to be that person. I want to be that formidable person in life.
Well, I love it. I thought this was a powerful word as well. And we missed those of you that weren't with us this weekend, and we love those that we got to see this weekend. And we're grateful to be back with everybody this morning. So happy Monday. And I thought this was a good word. It's a little bit of a struggle, I will admit, for me to say. So you guys are just going to love me through my pronunciation because I've got two different versions in my head and I have no idea which one's going to come out of my mouth. So we're just going to rock it. But the quote that I found is from Thomas Paine, and he said the most formidable weapon against errors of every kind is reason. And, so let's go be logical and, be logistical and all of those things so that we don't make mistakes. But then I thought, okay, well, that sounds great. I don't know about you guys. I make all kinds of mistakes and all kinds of errors, and sometimes logic leaves me completely. So what I looked into was, okay, well, if I can't hit that, how can I just become a little bit more formidable as a person? So, how can I bring this strength, this attitude into my world? And first of all, the first thing I've got to do, and I'm going to say this out loud, and then I'm going to giggle a little bit because I feel like, regardless of the word, I am repeating this lesson every day. And I'm wondering if this is God saying, Rosser, pay attention. Like, how many times do I have to tell you this? But we keep our word to ourselves. We keep the promises that we make right here, right? And if I tell Vicky I'm going to do something, I'm going to do everything in my power to do it because I do not want to let Vicky down. But if I tell Andrea I'm going to do something, okay, Andrea, no more ice cream this week. Well, there's a good chance that I'm going to break that promise. So if I truly want to be formidable, if I want to be a force to reckon with for you, well, I've got to be a force to reckon with me. And my confidence is going to grow when I know that I can be someone that I can count on. So we first of all, we're going to keep our promises to ourselves. Number two, we've got to stop shrinking to make other people comfortable. Have you ever felt that? You walk into the room and maybe you're feeling it, right? You walk in and you're feeling loud and boisterous. This is pretty rare for me, but it happens, right? I walk in and you might get a look from somebody where they're like, "What are you? Who do you think you are?" And you shrink right up. And to be more formidable, let's stop shrinking ourselves to make other people more comfortable. Let's go be our authentic self and attract the people that like that person because many people love us just for who we are, and many people aren't going to be able to stand us regardless. So let's just surround ourselves with people who like the people that we are. Number three is let's go do some hard things on purpose. And I remember, oh my goodness, a decade ago now. Gosh, that kind of hurt my feelings. But a decade ago, I decided I was going to run and I was going to run a half marathon. And it took me quite some time to prepare for it. And it was very slow. And I did it. And I was so proud of myself because I did this really hard thing. Now, if you ask me to do that tomorrow, the answer is no, I can't right now. But if you gave me, a few months, I could prepare for it, and maybe I should put that in my future. I don't know. I'm not going to make that promise because we just decided we've got to keep our promises to ourselves. But I think about the confidence that I had. I was walking on top of the world because every day I was running a little bit farther. Every day I was doing something that was really, really hard for me, and I was overcoming it. So if we want to be more formidable, go find something hard and build that emotional backbone that becomes this motivation for us because we're doing something that we never thought that we could. And then I'm going to end with I've got a couple. Okay, I'm going to say that even though we're working on being formidable, which I think of this force, this kind of maybe even scary thing, we're going to do that in a way that's both bold and compassionate because we are surrounded by other humans going through moments that are more difficult than maybe we can even imagine. So even though we're being strong, we're still leading with compassion. This isn't about being cold or hard or any of that. It's about being steady and let's be empathetic and let's go share a little bit of love today, even while we're being vulnerable. So that was a
It
that was
was
a
a
hard
good
word to
one.
say,
That
but
was
I
a
think it
great
was a
word, I
great
think.
lesson.
So we have Linda Britt, Dean Brooks, and listen, Tina Yee. So we got to sing some happy birthdays here as we end. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go with it. Happy
Happy
birthday
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 to
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 you.
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 Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
Birthday
to
you.
to
you.
Happy
Happy
Birthday,
birthday.
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 Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
Happy
to
you.
birthday,
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday
Birthday,
birthday.
Linda.
Many
to
more.
guys. Hope you had
you.
great
Bye,
birthdays this
everybody. Love
weekend, great
you.
Thank
birthdays
you.
God
Love you
today.
bless you
guys.
all.
Happy